Place mapping is a starting point for engaging with communities about fire risk management practices. So far, workshops have been held in South Australia and Victoria. This is how it works. The first step is to divide the workshop into small groups of up to 5 people, with one person appointed as a facilitator. Then each group should decide on a commonly familiar landscape that is managed for fire, maybe a well-known national park or nearby bushland close to a highway and houses. The facilitator asks each person in the group to draw where they live within this landscape using a blank sheet of butcher's paper and coloured marker pens. At this stage, it's important to prompt each group member with questions so that the mapping process is coupled with an in-depth interview as we go along. Where do you live on this map? What are the major features you included in both the built and natural landscape? Why did you include that feature on the map? Why is this feature important to you? They are then asked to add fire to this complex social and ecological picture. As well as for small groups, this process can also be used for individual interviews. Usually in a face-to-face interview, you ask a question and the person focuses on you with their answer. But in this situation, as an interviewer, you watch them draw the map and they never leave their own space. They are always interacting with what they are drawing. They are using their map as a prompt, not you. By the end of the session, the butcher's paper is a complex mix of features that may include the individual's home and property, adjoining roads, bush and parkland, buildings and other structures, rivers and hills, and importantly, past evidence of fire and the likelihood of future fire impacts. This visual method, when combined with an interview, is a good way to engage with individuals about their fire management practices and their understandings of fire risk.
Place mapping can help agencies and fire risk communities understand that they live in dynamic landscapes, and it can help them to imagine new and alternative ways of managing that risk. The workshop participants draw from their rational memory as they build their map, but as they do this, they are questioned. The researcher questions attempt to understand their underlying decisions and values. The map is the focus of their attention, not the interview process. This allows for deeper values and memories to surface. One of the things you see during the mapping process is what we call negotiating memory. Even though there is a diversity of construction of parts of the map, there is also a tying of it together, so they seem to arrive at a certain story in the end. What they choose to remember and what they choose to forget is important. What this shows is memory is as much a forward construction as it is a reconstruction of the past. Memory is not just something that we remember, it's something that we're actively creating, and we do this alone and with others. This is an important finding for people trying to understand and change community behavior. We are often passive in the way that we think about other people's stories, whereas if you are thinking about changing those stories, you need to become more active in listening to the construction of these narratives. By applying the interview techniques of social and ecological mapping, we think we can help agencies and communities understand and better prepare for and recover from fire and natural hazards in their landscapes.